Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's my pleasure, my privilege, and truly my enjoyment to be here with you, to share with you insights and lessons and inspirations of over a lifetime consisting of over 83 years at this time, soon to be 84 years. And I've been licensed to practice clinical psychology in the state of California since 1974. Between my practice in California and outside of California, I've been in the profession for over 50 years. So as I like to tell my patients, I'm 83 years old and I finally know what I'm doing. So I'm going to bring to you the best of what I understand of life and about everything we're doing together. I like to say every week, I'm still Dr. Arnold Nerenberg, and we're going to go on a very interesting journey together this evening. The title of today's presentation is The Process and Details of Going on Medical Disability. The Process and Details of Going on Medical Disability, a journey of freedom, stress, and gratitude. A journey of freedom, stress, and gratitude. So under the American Disability Act, you have the right as an American, if you're feeling too stressed out at work, to take time off and to receive an income while you're out. Typically, most of our people go on a straight disability, and we do a monthly evaluation. So each period of time out is for a month, and then if the person still medically requires it, we extend it another month. We're going like that. Typically, we like to get people back to work within 4 months, but if somebody needs medically requires longer, we go longer. State disability will cover you up to 1 year. So we take care of writing a note to your job. If you have a job, which most of you do, we send it to you, and then you email it to your employer. So on the first session that I see you, I do the evaluation, or nurse practitioner birth seizure, he does the evaluation. And then we wait till the second one before we do our part. You go online for state disability, EDD, and you apply. Second session, we evaluate you again, give you a battery of tests, then we do a diagnostic interview, and if it's still medically necessary, we then fill out our form on a disability. We'll do it on a digital form. We send that in. Typically, it takes about 2 weeks to get your money. If it takes longer than that because they get behind as inefficiencies happen, if it takes longer, it goes 3 to 4 weeks. You have to then go to the EDD office, 7:45 in the morning. They'll let you in at 8. They'll take care of you. EDD really wants you to have your money. They want you to have every penny owed to you. You've been paying into an insurance policy for all the years you've been working. When people come to see me, they're basically saying, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I can't handle it. I can't sleep at night. I wake up in the morning. I don't want to go to work, get to the office, my place of employment. I don't even want to get out of the car. I get a panic attack. That's what we see with our people. And typically with that, people will get depressed, anxious, panic attacks. They take the stress home. It has a deleterious effect on their relationships with their children, everybody at the home, because you can come home so stressed out. It totally ruins the quality of life for you and diminishes the quality of life for your loved ones. So in the American Disability Act, we can pull you out. Now, for some of you, that's most of you who I'm seeing, or that we're seeing. Now, some of you can go, or might just need some time off when you're feeling stressed, and that's intermittent leave for flare-ups. It's a type of FMLA. And then you can get anywhere from 2 to 8 days a month without pay whenever you need it. Some people just need to go that direction instead of getting off straight disability. Then when it comes to the time to release you back to work, you can get a straight release, or you can go back with intimate leave for flare-ups. It's a type of FMLA where you can take off 2 to 8 days without pay, whatever you need it. The illness in the family, the death in the family, God forbid, you don't have to get permission, just announce I'm taking off. Now, let's say, for example, you took 8 days on intermittent leave. You don't have to use the 8 days, it's just available to you. But you need to find out how much longer you have to be at work before they'll let you use it and how many days in a row you can take. So let's say if you had 8 days available, some employers will let you take 2 days in a row, in which case that's 2 days a week. Others will let you just take it all in consecutive days. But that's for the intermittent leave for flare-ups. That's also, the intermittent leave is also part of the American Disability Act. It's a great situation for you. Now, the way we now conceive of going on medical disability is an alternate perspective that I talked about last week. You're really getting new employment, a temporary job, working for me or working for us in the fitness industry. Because when you're out on disability, the intention is to make you stronger physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, in every way. So it's going to be a full-time job for you to look after yourself. It's a great job. You probably never had that opportunity in your life to be able to work full-time on improving yourself. And you will see tremendous progress, just huge progress. Working for us in the fitness industry. So it's a job. And we're hiring you for the program. And if you don't do as we instruct you to do, we will fire you. We drop from the program. One thing's for sure, we don't want to hear excuses why you didn't do. If you need to repeat the commands of honor 3 times a day, take a walk for 10 minutes a day, do your deep breathing, come to the Zoom classes, read your book, The Teachings of Honor. If you don't do it, don't want to hear an excuse why it didn't get done. We expect you to do it. That's part of your job. And when people don't follow through on what we instruct them to do, that tells us that you are not a priority for you. Now, this orientation is very powerful and very effective because we know for a fact that you'll do more for an employer than you will for yourselves. You'll do more for an employer than you will for yourself. So this is a program where you're accountable, not just to yourselves, but to us. And we're going to be very strict with you for your sake. Because you're going to see amazing transformations in yourself. Now, after your second session, we file your disability. Some of you might get in the mail something that looks like this. Red with these red boxes. You don't need it. They could throw it out because we did it digitally, but it confuses a lot of people. We get texts all the time, emails, what should I do with this? What's happening? Just toss it out. Now, for those of you who are very few who can't do this whole thing digitally, the first session, you can get a hard copy that looks like this, and then you fill yours out, you bring it in here, and we'll fill out our portion of it. But 99% of you, your whole thing will be digitally. Even if you do the first one on paper, after that, it'll all be on digital paper. It'll all be digitally done. So we don't need the paper. Now, you'll send it in. And a couple of weeks go by. We get this a lot. You're not getting your money. People get nervous. We start getting emails, texts, phone calls. Say, I went online. They say they didn't receive your EDD form. They didn't receive it. Well, guess what? They did receive it. They're behind in registering it. They get behind for one reason or another, handling a lot of cases. They will do it. But if you want to confirm it, you can call the office. They'll confirm that it was sent. 99.99% of the time it's been sent. We have a great staff, great, highly trained, very respectful, competent people, all of them. So I'm telling you these things because I'm trying to prevent you getting more stressed out. Don't forget that the subtitle of today's lecture is A Journey of Freedom, Stress, and Gratitude. So you can have a sense of freedom with your time, but you can also get stressed over these little details. That's why I'm telling you these things now. We've done tens of thousands of these. We really, really deeply know what we're doing. So just follow, do what you tell you to do. EDD has got tens of thousands of cases. What we tell you is going to be the case. You just go over there, you can discuss things with them. Now, we're also on your first session, if you're employed, which most of you are, we write that note for you, pulling you out for the month, and then we send it to you, you send it to your employer. Now, some of you, probably at least half of you will get, there's a third party that wants to be sure of your medical disability, medical necessity if you're on disability. So you're going to have an organization like Sedgwick, Hartford, Broadspire, different organizations like that. Their job is to really be sure of the medical necessity, and they won't, the first couple of months will be okay, but if it goes longer, they start sending letters and one thing or another, and we take care of it. But a lot of people get stressed over that. Don't worry about it. We handle them all the time. No problem with it. But many employers have these agencies to, basically their job is to make sure the medical necessity, and maybe even goes to a point of trying to add to your stress to get you back to work. Now, a lot of times when you're off, your employer will call you or email you, or coworkers do. Most of our people become very stressed out from that. And they say to you, well, when are you coming back to work? Well, the answer is, I'm going to come back when my doctor releases me. I'm going to come back when my doctor releases me. And that's true. You can't go back where you want to go. We have to release you. You have to have a discharge evaluation, and then I'll make a note releasing you that day or the next day. And if you need to be on intermittent leave because you're afraid you're going to have a flare-up, so we'll take care of that at the same time. But that's the answer to that. Now, in your job, working for me, for us, in the fitness industry, you're going to be watching your videos, coming to class, reading the book, and so forth, everything I've mentioned to you need to be doing. Now, it's common for people to feel some guilt about going out, feel letting an employer down. Many of you have worked 20, 30 years, you've worked all your lives. So some guilt and even shame about it. Well, you're not out. There's another alternative. You have a new job. You're not just out on disability. No, you're going to get income and you'll be paid well. You're going to get some really decent money. And you've got to work. You're not sitting around doing nothing. You want to structure your time. You get up, take your walk, do your deep breathing, watch your videos, read your book, The Teachings of Honor. Many of you can have even more a workout routine. Recite your commandments of honor. Recite your bridge. There's a lot you need to be doing every day. You need to have your routine. Now, sometimes you're trying to get a hold of the office. Office is very busy. If you don't get through, many people start texting me, start texting nurse practitioner Bert, I can't get through. Well, you might have called once or twice. No, if you can't get through to the office, call every 10 minutes. You will get through. They will answer you, but just don't call once or twice. I'm trying to tell you these things because I'm trying to reduce your stress, which is a part of this journey, but we can really minimize that. Now, every time we see you, if you haven't sent your testing in, we're not going to see you. That's your job. You're being paid to take care of your responsibilities. When we get the testing each month, we see that. And then with that in a diagnostic interview, that way we can do a comprehensive evaluation of you, whether we're going to extend your disability or not. So make sure you're getting those tests in so that we can call you and take care of you, which we really want to do. Now, the goal of your therapy is for you to come back much stronger than ever. And we're totally committed to helping you with that. You could text us 24/7, 3 in the morning, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas, anytime. Happy to hear from you. No extra charge, and we will respond. As a matter of fact, we're not a patient anymore. You can still text us anytime, and we'll respond and help you, no charge. In fact, we're not a patient anymore. You can still come to the Tuesday night classes, free, no charge. We're really committed to your journey. It's a beautiful program with amazing results. So when you're on medical disability, that's not FMLA. You're not on FMLA, you're on medical disability. You're not on workers' comp. Workers' comp, and generally we all recommend you go that direction because many of you became into your situation through work, although sometimes it's personal, straight people are stressed out into disability. But a lot of times work was a component to that or the whole cause. If you go workers' comp, we advise against doing that. I mean, you have to have witnesses for whatever happened. They're going to send you to their doctors to test you. They'll probably look to say it's not caused by your employment. Going workers' comp will cause you more stress than the original stressor. Believe me. But the state will take care of you just straight through EDD. Workers' comp will pay more, but I guarantee you won't like it. So you're just going to go state disability. You're going to be very happy with it. Now, at times, many of you will get, they used to have almost everybody coming. Now they just select it randomly to come in, and they want to have one of their doctors, a psychiatrist or psychologist interview to confirm that you're medically disabled and you need this time out. Don't worry about it. It's a normal process. Don't worry about it. Go there. Just be honest with the doctor. Don't exaggerate your symptoms, but don't understate it either. Just be honest. We never have a problem. You'll be fine. They will not object to your disability because we've already evaluated that. We know that you really need this time out. Now, a lot of people get really nervous when the month is up and they're coming in, start getting panic attacks, getting dreams, nightmares about going back to work. If you're not medically able to go back, we're not going to push you out. We see a lot of postpartum women, wonderful human beings, very committed to their babies and maybe nursing or go through separation anxiety, the thought of being pushed out and having to go back to work. I'm not going to do that to you and your baby. So as long as you medically need this time, we will do it. As soon as you don't medically need it, we're going to have you released. Now, a lot of you, probably 98% of you, your disability is work-related. Occasionally it's personal, something's going on in your life, some sickness in a family or your own medical issues, and you're getting very stressed. That's personal. But 95 to 98% of you, there's a work-related component to it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. We just say it was work-related and you're not applying for workers' comp. It's not a problem at all. Now, when you're on the EDD, you don't need to do more about it. We take care of it after the first time we submit it. But just keep watching your EDD portal. Sometimes they want to get some confirmation from you about one thing or another. Keep an eye on your portal. Keep watching out for that. That covers a lot of the process and details of going on medical disability. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's probably one you won't get again. And part of your job also is to put energy into your relationships, to strengthen your marriage or strengthen a relationship with your partner, get time with your children. That's highly therapeutic. Strengthen the family ties. Strengthen that. That's very therapeutic. The stronger your family ties are, the better growth you're going to have. So it's a time to really put your energy in and to do things with the family that you couldn't do before. Very important part of your therapy process. Part of your job with us. Put as much energy as you can into your relationships. Because when you go back to work, I know you come back, you're tired, you don't have much time for the family. but now you're going to have that. That's where I call it one of the things, freedom. And then also be grateful for this opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You should be very grateful for this. It's a beautiful situation for you. And your growth, it's going to be the first time in your lives where you worked on yourself as your full-time job. And you're going to see the fruits of your labor because we know how to guide you on this. You're going to benefit enormously. Also, you want to be doing your deep breathing. Try to do it 4 times an hour. It looks like this. That long exhale calms down your sympathetic nervous system, which is fight, flight, and anxiety. It'll calm it. That works physiologically. That works. Well, it's my pleasure to present to you the process and details of going on medical disability, a journey of freedom, stress, and gratitude. Now I'm going to open up to our wonderful, beautiful audience, wonderful people, really working hard to improve your lives. What you have to say or the questions you ask are very important, not just to me, but more so to your compadres here, everybody else that's here, because of you speaking up, asking questions, making comments. People feel they belong to an amazing community. And you are an amazing community. Deep people, wonderful, lovely people. So I want you to speak up, make any comments, any questions. Do this because keep in mind that others are going to benefit as much or more from hearing from you than hearing from me.
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg. It's Joanne.
Joanne, yes, Joanne.
Hi. I spoke to you this afternoon.
Yes.
You have an amazing staff. You guys have always made me feel so welcomed. Sandra literally walked almost a mile to get to my house just so that I can enroll in this program.
Well, listen, let me interrupt you. That's a beautiful thing. But keep in mind, Sandra's a friend of ours. That's how she did it in terms of walking somewhere. But no, we care deeply. Amherst.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do. I've known you since I was 18.
Well, yeah, Joanne used to be the answering service, used to be part of the answering. So I knew her voice. So when she called in the first session, I said, I recognize your voice. She said, yeah, I used to be your answering service.
You did.
Yeah. But
you know what? It's more than that. You guys have really made me feel comfortable with what I'm doing because I've always worked. And this is the first time I can work on myself. And you've given me the opportunity to work on myself. And I thank you so much. Well,
it's a privilege to know you and to have you be part of your life and to guide you, Joanne. You're such a lovely, beautiful human being. Truly, it's a privilege. You're so lovely. And you're already seeing results, but you're going to continue to see even more results.
I am. I'm already seeing results. I really am. I can work on myself. I didn't think I could.
Yeah, well, with the tools we're giving you, that's what this is about.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've said, I'm doing this. I'm 83 years old, and I finally know what I'm doing. So you're going to benefit a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, Joanne.
You're an angel.
Thank you so much. I think very highly of you as well. Yeah, Hugh.
Because of the gains most of these people have achieved through the honor therapy system, they're going to say their disability is the best thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah, Hugh was saying that because of the gains you're going to make, that you're going to end up saying that this so-called disability was the best thing that could have happened to you. Yeah, you will see that. Well, and some of you have been fired or let go. You're going to see that was the best thing that could happen to you. Given the gains you're going to make, you're going to say, wow, this was a blessing. Well, I didn't feel that way at the time. But you're going to see, yeah, that's a good point, Hugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to see you're going to be grateful for whatever drove you to us because you're going to say, wow, I didn't know I was going to get all this. Yeah.
That is literally how I feel, doctor. It really is.
I'm so happy to hear that, Joanne. I know that's true of you.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. I want others to speak up and ask questions.
Dr. Nerenberg, Diego here.
Oh, Diego. Wow. Good to see you, Diego.
Likewise. Thank you, Dr. Nerenberg. And I just wanted to thank you again for what you're doing for us over here, especially you being very transparent and kind of guiding us through the process of disability, because it is a very daunting one. And it's certainly not the first time that I've been on disability in my life. However, no one has given details like you in terms of the support and just walking us through the overall process here and just making sure that we're being taken care of. So just wanted to thank you for that.
Well, Diego, thank you so much. Now, Diego, you sent me a wonderful text today because I said I'm being very strict with you. I was holding you very accountable for everything. And what was your reaction to working for me and me being very strict with you? What was your reaction to that?
No, I said it was great that, the fact that you're challenging me particularly as well to step up and chime in on these meetings and other items as well. So we all need that little extra motivation every now and then, that little kick in the behind. So thank you.
Well said, Diego. Thank you for.
Dr. Nerenberg, just one more thing. I know I shared this with you earlier as well as by text the other day, but also wanted to share this with the group. I think they'll very benefit from this as well. But I actually found a podcast of Dr. Nerenberg. So if someone runs a search on Spotify, you can just put in his name in there, Dr. Arnold Nerenberg, and you will actually find a podcast that he did called he was actually featured in a podcast called Finding Hope, the End to Suffering, with other two individuals in his field. And it's a very inspiring podcast where he kind of shares his setbacks and how he's grown as a man from some of the setbacks. So I'd encourage everyone to see that. And one of the quotes that I really liked, I actually wrote this one down here, but there were many quotes, Dr. Nerenberg, that I liked, but the one that I really liked the most was, enshrined within your deepest struggle is a seed of your nobility, your legacy, and your destiny. That really resonated with me. So
it's amazing that you took that as a takeaway, because I remember the exact moment I was sitting on a bench in Whittier College with a friend of mine named Albert. I remember that just came to me. I wrote it down and been using it ever since. But thanks for reminding me. I haven't quoted it for a while. Thank you, Diego. Enshrined within your deepest struggle is the seed of your nobility, your destiny, and your legacy. Absolutely true. So the deep suffering that you've all had, the struggles you've gone through, you're going to see amazing things emerge from it. You're going to end up wiser from it. You're going to end up with more compassion for others who suffer. It's a wonderful spurring and incentive and motivation to grow. You're going to see a lot of growth. You're going to become a person that you're more proud of than you've ever been of yourself. Thank you for that, Diego. I'm so glad you spoke up today.
Thank you, Dr. Nerenberg. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Diego.
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg. It's Jasmine.
Jasmine, hello. Yes.
Hi. So I kind of wanted to piggyback off of Diego. I do want to thank you for everything that you do. And, this isn't my first time either. This is my second time being on a disability. And I think you're the first person that has actually helped me on realizing, the things that I need to work on and actually taking your time when we do meet. And it's also given me the time to go through that program that we spoke about that I'm doing.
Yes.
So if I would have been working, I wouldn't have been able to go through that program. So, and it's still going on. So I'm really thankful that you're allowing me to go through it.
And Diana, we did speak to each other. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we did speak. She's a lovely lady. Lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. No, you're going to have time, all of you, to do things that you've been wanting to do or meaning to do. For most of you, spending time with your family, you're going to have that time. But it could be some other program. Some of you is doing more Bible study, whatever it is. You're going to have some time to do that. So you want to use this time wisely and productively. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Sometimes it's twice-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but for most of you, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank you so much for your input, Jasmine. Appreciate that. Good. Who else would like?
Also, Doctor, I also wanted to say, your videos, they're really good. I the one that you talk about to live in the moment, and I don't know if people have had family members pass, and you told me to watch that video. I mean, they really help out, and they're really super awesome.
Good.
Thank you so much.
No, you're most welcome. The one about being present, I'm here now, right now, enjoy the moment. And then I have another video I sent to people who have somebody who passed away called The Best True Story About Death.
Yeah.
And I sent that to many people who are grieving and so they can share it with their families. Yeah, feel free. What I like is when you're watching videos, invite loved ones to be there, or even come to the Zoom classes. I want as many people as possible to benefit. If you have your spouse with you, your children, parents, well, watch these videos, and then you can discuss it afterwards. That's what I like the best, because I like it to become part of the whole family situation.
Also, your book that, you talk about the cancer part, that, like that I read all of it.
Yeah, I talk about the prostate cancer I had 18 years ago, when I took also the title Strongest Drug-Free Man in the World from Age and Weight when I had that. Yeah, I've shared my own stories and the tremendous growth that it was for me, because I want to give you hope, whatever you're going through, and for you to really do what I specialize in, is transforming tribulation into triumph. Transforming tribulation into triumph. And that's what I want you to, one of the takeaways from the work you'll be doing is for you to learn how to do that. And I want you to be doing this, not just now what you're learning, but to do your commands of honor and your bridge for the rest of your lives. So you know how to transform tribulation into triumph. Absolutely. I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, Hugh.
The reaction your people are having to the abuse that they suffer through at work does not make them weak, it makes them human.
Yeah, he's saying the reaction from the abuse you suffered out of your job was harassment, micromanaged, discriminated against, overworked. The fact that you reached the point that you just couldn't take it anymore, weren't going to take it, or just don't want to take it anymore, that's a human reaction to that. And life doesn't have to be that way, that toxic. Often there is that abuse of power, and I see so many of you suffering, and I feel both compassion for you and very happy for you, because I know that under my guidance and our guidance, that tribulation is going to turn into triumph. That's what I like. So I do feel very good that I know you've been through a hardship. In addition to feeling compassion, I'm very happy for you, because I know the good thing it's going to lead to.
The key, I think, is that sometimes they feel weak, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, so he was saying that people feel weak, a lot of times guilt or shame, but keep in mind, you're not working. You've got a job. You work for my fitness industry, for our fitness industry, and you're getting paid for it, not directly from me, but from the state. We make sure that you get that pay from the state for the job you have. So don't think you're not working. You are working in the fitness industry, making yourself strong, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every way.
Doctor, that is really true. I mean, I felt so bad when I went on disability, and you made me realize that I am working. I'm working now. I'm working because you know me. I've known you since I was 18. I've always worked.
Well, and you're still working. This is no interruption in your work, but you're working on yourself now, which most likely you've never done before.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you. No, thank you as well for allowing me to know you and guide you. It's a privilege, truthfully. Okay, I'm going to have one more comment and question before we conclude, so I want somebody else to ask a question or make a comment.
Dr. Nerenberg, just as Reginald.
Oh, Reginald, good to see you, Reginald.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was actually working for you until you mentioned it last week and this week. But I do find myself saying, well, this is what Dr. Mermer said, and I got this from Dr. Nerenberg. I got this and that. When you have an employee and employee working relationship, it's a kind of a works hand in hand, where the employee gets paid and the employer gets the work that need to be done. So I didn't look at it that way, but I guess I am working for you, because I find myself a lot of times sharing different things that I like with my family members or other people. So it could possibly down the line, and I've had people, can he help me? Can he help me? I said, well, you have to find out, by calling him.
Everybody that comes into the program gets help. And if they don't follow what I tell them to do, I fire them. I just say, okay, go elsewhere. But no, they follow the program, they will be helped. That's just any normal human being, which all my people are normal people going through disturbing situations. Any normal human being will benefit without any exceptions. Well, thanks, Reginald, for your input on that. I want to thank everybody for being here, for the process of and details of going on medical disability, a journey of freedom, stress, and gratitude.
The sea of destiny is in your deepest struggle. God's will and mine be one, and I wish you well. You are co-creator, respectfully real. There's a way in the valley that turns weakness to steel. We're known through all eternity, from strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow. I pledge my love all the days of my life. I pledge my soul to all that is good. I pledge my heart to my brothers and sisters, who I join in the light, leave a legacy of honor. We're known through all eternity, from strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow.